everyone, it's Louisa with another video from my channel, Between Pages and Places. Today is going to be, sadly, a book haul. I like book hauls way more, obviously. Sometimes you just have to donate some books to make space for more books on your shelves. So, before we get into it, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. I would really appreciate it. And now let's get into the books. The first book I'm unhauling is The Ruthless Lady's Guide to Wizardry by C.M. Wagner. Just so you know, I fixed the zoom on my camera. I felt like it was too close, but back to the books. The reason why I'm unhauling this book is I did give it a 3 out of 5, but I felt like I couldn't really get into the characters. I did read her first book as well, and it was kind of like the same thing. I felt like there wasn't enough character development. So for those of you that don't know what this book is about, it's about a girl named Delaria Wells, who's kind of like a con artist, thief, and she is also a very educated witch and is behind on her rent. So she finds like a job to become a bodyguard to this person named Win Sinalum, and her job is to protect her until Win gets married, because like someone's after her. And again, like the premise is kind of interesting, and I did like the relationship between Win and Della, but I felt like everything else was kind of out of place. Some things didn't make sense. I felt like the story was not consistent for me personally, and that's why I wanted to unhaul it so that someone else can read it and enjoy it more than I did. The next 3 books I'm unhauling is a series. The first one is Jade City, Jade War, and Jade Legacy, all by Fonda Lee. Now, this story kind of takes place in a world where Jade is the kind of magic they have. So this is about like a green bone warriors who have Jade to enhance their abilities and protect the island of Kekon from foreign invasions. But now the war's over, and a new generation wants control of Kekon's capital city. 4 siblings of the powerful Cow family must prepare for battle, and the fragile peace between the clans is about to break. The reason why I didn't particularly enjoy it is, well, one, I'm not like a huge fan of male point of views for some reason, and I feel like a majority of it is male point of view, but I also don't like it's, in my mind, it's fantasy, obviously, but it's like urban fantasy, so it takes place, and I'm not the biggest fan of urban fantasy. I mean, I love Sarah J. Maas's urban fantasy series, Crescent City, but I felt like in here is like this mafia family kind of thing, and they were trying to like fight each other to take control, and you know, there was guns and cars, and it kind of took the magic out of the story for me, and that's why I actually DNF'd the first one and then just decided not to read the other 2, because I felt like the magic wasn't there for me. I didn't like fall into the story, and the modern parts of it kind of took it out of the story more often than I wanted. So that's why I didn't particularly want to keep this series, but I have heard great things about it, so I know I'll be able to like donate it and someone will buy it or get it and they'll love it. So, but yes, that was just my opinion. The next 2 books that I am unhauling is the first 2 books in a trilogy. The first one being The Atlas 6 and The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake. The reason why I'm unhauling these 2 books is I did read through them both, and the first one I gave 3 out of 5, and I think the second one I actually gave 2 out of 5. And I feel like the story was maybe a little over my head. It was a lot of intellectual talking. Nothing was really happening until like maybe the very, very end, where I was like, oh, it got interesting. Maybe I'll read a sequel. But then it was kind of the same thing. It was just a lot of scenes where they're talking about stuff, but nothing's happening. And it's interesting to me because like all the characters have like magic abilities, but it's like nothing particularly happens. I mean, in the second one, we got some more interesting things happening. So like I still felt like this main plot was just didn't make sense to me, and I felt like nothing was really moving along, you know? Like, there were certain parts where I was like, oh, now it's getting interesting, and then, like, it'd go back to just talking. And it would just be scenes and scenes of talking. And I felt like I wanted more action, more development, just more. So that's why I chose to unhaul these and not continue with the series, sadly. The next book I'm actually unhauling is Tempted by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. And only because I love this series. I do. I love the House of Night series. But a friend of mine is actually unhauling hers. So she's giving them to me. And I was like, oh, then I don't need this extra copy. So I'm unhauling it so someone else can have it. But it is like a series about vampires, and that's as far as I know because it's been so long since like I read a couple of the books, so I don't remember a lot, but I'm excited to get the whole series so I could finally like read the whole thing. The next book I'm unhauling is One Dark Window by Rachel Gilling. This is a story about a girl named Elspeth Spindle who needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. So when she's young, she actually gets this illness, and then from the illness, she gets these magical abilities, and in her head is like this monster that kind of talks to her and gives her like the magical abilities that she possesses. And what she does is she works with this captain who, what she does is she ends up working with this captain who she meets kind of like on a highway in search for a cure. And I just didn't particularly enjoy the story, mostly because I don't like the magic system. In the magic system, like people that have magic, it's because they have these cards they carry that gives them the magic, you know, safely, not like, oh, I got the sickness, because if you get the sickness, you're considered like, ostracized almost. So I was just like, I don't particularly like a magic system where, like, as long as you have the object, you have magic. Like, I feel like magic system should be, you're like born with the magic. It's in you all the time. And that's why I didn't like this story very much and why I'm not continuing with the series. And I'm choosing to unhaul it to someone who will like it more than I will. So, yeah. The last book I'm unhauling is The Grimrose Girls by Laura Powell. I gave this a 3 out of 5. It is about a group of girls who loses a friend to supposedly suicide in their academy, and together they band together to figure out why if she actually killed herself, and if not, who killed her. I thought the premise was really interesting, but I felt like a lot of the plot and the characters were very superficial. I just felt like they always were just constantly fighting about superficial things and like, oh, I like him, he likes you, like, no, he's mine. And it kind of it kind of took away from the overall plot of finding out who the killer is, you know? So that's kind of why I decided not to continue it. I wanted more depth, more plot development, more character development, and this didn't really give it to me, So those are the books I decided to unhaul. I'm sure I will find more as I continue to open up all my wrapped up books behind me and reading all the books I haven't read but have had for years and deciding they're not for me because I waited way too long. But yeah, so if you like this video or any of my previous videos, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye.